we're here for you. You know, if you do decide you have a project that you need to have done and you really need some affirmation about whether or not you think you can do it yourself, hit that comment section below and ask me some questions. I'll answer them for you real quick, okay? And I can usually shake it down in a matter of a few threads about, you know, what I would recommend. That don't mean that's what you got to do, all right? But if you're curious or you have an unknown, because let me tell you right now, in the construction business, the unknowns aren't what kills you. You know, and the unknowns is when you tear out a wall behind a bathtub, the unknown is, do you have any mold in there? Is there a little bit of minor damage or whatever, right? Okay, that's an unknown. Now, what kills you in business and in construction and makes every contractor stay awake all night is what's known as the trench digger down here. Yeah, she's always excavating when she's on the beach. And thank you for the sand. I appreciate it. She knows she's going swimming and getting a bath today. But the unknown unknowns, okay, are when you tear out that bathtub. You suspect that there might have been damage behind it because you're a contractor. And if you're honest when you mention it to the customer before you ever took the job, okay, that's a possibility. But the unknown is that there's a 240 volt electrical line laying underneath it, okay, that should have been permitted, that was run by somebody years ago, that now is a literally life and death safety hazard that you have to deal with. That could end up turning into thousands of dollars as if it's running into something that requires a new electrical panel, it requires permitting, because a good contractor is not going to put something back that's unsafe, okay? Because when a contractor does something, there's a culpability involved with when you do work. And I don't care if you do it yourself, or I don't care if you hire somebody to do it, okay? But don't find yourself in a situation because you thought you had a handyman electrician, okay? Or a plumber, or a guy that's hanging pictures on your wall, okay? If they drive a screw through a wire in a wall, and that wall catches on fire and somebody gets injured, I don't know what the laws are, but I do know it's not pretty, okay, if people break the law when they do things on their house and they think it's a victimless crime. And if you live in a single family residence, it may be somewhat victimless because it's you, your family, or whoever's living in your house. But if you live in a multi-family dwelling, no matter what kind it is, your actions could easily directly impact all of your neighbors, okay? And I can't emphasize enough how you need to consider what that means when you decide whether or not you're doing a job yourself or you're going to hire somebody, and make dadgum sure they have the licenses, they have the insurances, and make sure that every subcontractor they use, you have to keep track of your job, folks. Okay, this is not dropping off your dry cleaning. I've said this before. Okay, but if you want to get through this as painless as possible, you ain't going to micromanage anybody, but there's a very few simple things that if you click on the link below, a few simple things that I do request from any subcontractor that I hire for any job. Because I have insurance from my own company for any employee I have, that basically we're covered if they're injured, the neighbor's injured, the house is injured, something goes catastrophically wrong, God forbid something like that happen. But when I hire my subcontractors, I hire two kinds of people. I hire employees who fall underneath my umbrella of my liability insurance and my workman's comp, so they're protected. So you as a homeowner aren't on the hook if something happens to them on the job. But then any subcontractor firm, I don't care if it's a shower door company, okay? I don't care if it's a granite company. I check their insurance and I make them name me and my company as an additional insured on their policy to give them the job. See, I don't know if it's double indemnification, I don't know what you want to call it, but you know what I call it? I sleep really good at night knowing that no single job is ever going to hurt anybody, because I'm going to bring qualified people in to do the job that have done it 1,000 times, and I'm not going to have to sit there and wonder whether or not a gas leak is going to explode and kill a family of 5, because I hired a guy that I met at Home Depot that said he was a handyman, and he'd do it for 50 or 100 bucks. Use your brain. Think about what you're doing. If you're messing with gas, if you're messing with electric, you're messing with plumbing, those are all potentially catastrophic decisions that you're going to be making regarding what may happen at your house.
Hit subscribe, leave a comment. Your Construction Experts is here to answer all of your questions in the construction industry.